Oh, hey, what's going on, folks? You must be here to get your instructions for today's home workout on Valkyrie Fitness. Well, welcome. I'm Travis. I'll be leading you through the flow of the workout, going over some of the movements that you want to know, and of course, giving you guys some options. I'm sure you guys have seen there's a couple things on there that you're like, what the hell is he talking about? That's why we do these videos, so we can make sure we have a good grip on what we're doing with the workout so that we can get after them. And as remember, cardio options, think time. I'm gonna keep repeating that over and over again so you guys can get that down. All right, so let's talk about the flow of today's workout. I think I might have found a better spot to do these, but of course everything that I'm demonstrating is like so far away, so I still don't understand how to do this stuff, but anyway. All right, so the first thing that we're going through is some arm circles for a warm up, and we want these to be kind of building arm circles. Building is kind of one of the themes of today's workout, but we need to warm up these shoulders because there's a lot of shoulder work involved, a lot of delt work, a lot of front, a lot of rear, anterior, a lot of work going on these delts today. So we want to make sure we're getting everything warmed up. So we're going to take it old school. We're going to go to arm circles, and we're going to start off with nice and easy arm circles, okay? Make sure you're giving yourself a rep count of 10. So then when you get to 10, you make them a little bit bigger. So take that to what we would call like a medium size arm circle. And then when you get to your next set of 10, you can take them up to the biggest circles you possibly can. Now, here's the thing. Arms are a little tight, shoulders a little tight. Say you probably got some dumbbells at home and you have been blasting a lot of circuits. Maybe you have a bench press at home. You've been doing a lot of benching. You might want to add a little bit more rotations in there. Keep it at 10, but just think changing the size of the circles a little bit more, okay? Once you get finished with that, then definitely take it backwards. We want to repeat that same process. And don't cheat on the rep count. If you did 30 circles going forward, do 30 going backwards, 40, 50, whatever the case may be. Keep the range of motion the same for each going forward and backwards, okay? So that's going to get us nice and warmed up with the shoulders, but now we get into kind of the dynamic warm-up portion, that true activation that we're looking for in the delts with the walkouts to push-ups, okay? So we got 4 rounds of these, total 4, with 30 seconds of recovery in between each round. The walkouts, you're doing a total of 5 of those first, and then on that 5th walkout, once again, on that 5th walkout, that's when you execute your 10 push-ups. Once you're done with the 10 push-ups, you rest for 30 seconds, repeat it all over again. Okay, so I got my little floor back here, kind of show you guys what we're doing with those walkouts and push-ups. So, all right, not far away, here I am, over here. So you're gonna do the walkout, which is just strictly using your upper body. So walk those hands out to a plank, and make sure you bring it back. Go ahead and stand. We're not looking to stay in a partial squat. We want to stand all the way back up. Okay, when you get to that 5th one, that's when you execute the push-ups, and of course, if you need to, hit those push-ups on your knees. So once again, you're going to be doing 5 of those walkouts, followed by 10 push-ups. And if you need the option, make sure you do them on your knees. Give yourself 30 seconds of rest and recovery, and then get right back to it, okay? 4 rounds on that. All right, now we move into the 3rd portion, which is your starting strength portion of today's workout, where we're looking to get a little bit more work on those delts. And I want everybody to think about being in the gym, working the fly machines. If you have cross symmetries, pull those things out right now, because we're looking to hit those delts. And we got a couple things that we can do. We got some alternating, what I call rag pulls, or half squat punches. The half squat punches are gonna be your superset if you're not able to have anything at home to utilize like a beam. So this is something that you might wanna do out in the garage if you have beams, or maybe you have a couple pillars in your house. Most of y'all have way more money than me, so you might have pillars, I don't know. But if you do, this is where you wanna utilize this. I would say try not to do this on the refrigerator door, because you might pull off the handle, and we all probably need to be saving as much money as we can right now, so don't go that route. Okay, but this is what I want you to do. You can get any towel. Make sure it's kind of long though. You don't want to think like dish rag or anything like that, but an actual towel. Or if you got the bands, these will work too, especially if you have the bands with the handles. I don't know if you guys remember those. Those are fantastic also. So we got alternating rag pulls. Now, I'm gonna give you guys the first way to do it and then the option to make it a little bit harder. Okay, so you wanna make sure you're sitting in a partial kind of half squat position. So we're activating the core, getting a little bit of stimulus from the backside. Here's my pole that's inside of my house, my beam, my pillar, whatever it might be. Okay, take that towel, make sure it's even, wrap it around, okay, and then get yourself in that partial squat position. Now get close enough where you can get a full range of motion. Retracting back, elbow stays close to the rib cage. Hit the other side, and then keep alternating. Not bad, huh? You do about 30 of those, and you'll start to feel them, especially if you are working a tempo whenever you're doing them. So you can use a towel, you can use one of the bands, you can use all types of bands for that. Here we go with the bands, same thing. With the bands, you can add a little bit more resistance, kind of sit a little bit lower, and just actually use the resistance on the bands to create the motion. You can also cross those bands over, and now we're getting to our advanced movement, which is the actual rear delt fly. Think cross symmetry. Make sure you're sitting in that partial squat with your chest up, core activated, and you know what you need to do. Pinch those delts in the back. Now, you can do this with the towel too. That fly option is available, but you're probably thinking beach towels if you do it with that, because you're gonna need that towel to be fairly long, because not only are you bringing it over the beam, but then you're having to cross it over. Okay, so you're already shortening the towel here, so you're not gonna be able to get any retraction unless you have a fairly long towel. I would say you're gonna get definitely more of a benefit of that if you're using the bands, turning into that rear delt fly cross symmetry if you're able to. But if you just have the rag, if you have anything, a t-shirt, something like that, try not to use anybody's hoodies. People, stop using people's hoodies, like we need hoodies in this world. Use that if you can, okay? That'll help out tremendously. So you got a total of 30 of those, then you superset that with a body weight hip thruster. You got a total of 30 of those, and if you have the little mini bands, we can always use those on the hip thrusters too. So, once again, I'm gonna have to go all the way over to my little pterodome spot so I figure out how to zoom this thing in. But I wanted to remind you guys, here's the bands. So, mini bands, you can get these guys anywhere. $3 to $5, $7, $8, $9, okay? But if you don't have the bands, that's okay. But if you do, let's go right below the knee. Get that back flat, shoulder blades on the ground. Push those hips up. Try to make sure you're giving yourself a 1 second pause here. Really squeeze. We're actually releasing a lot of the pressure through that sacrum and that low back by doing that. This is not only a great superset for the workout that we're doing today, but it's a very, very good thing for you to utilize to take care of your low back while you're doing a lot of this kind of running that's been going on lately. So this is something you kind of want to do all the time. But for today, it is a superset for those alternating rag pulls. So 30 on the rag pulls. The punches are essentially just sitting kind of in that partial squat position. Have your feet right outside of your hips, and then just punch one arm at a time. Try to keep the elbows close to the rib cage. Rotate the wrist as you punch out. And like I said, try your hardest to add a stimulus to it if you can. I don't mind you guys using light dumbbells to do that also if you don't have resistance bands. Just be wary of the whole punching with the dumbbells thing. I don't know why people think that's great for you. It's just gonna tear up your shoulders. So try to get out of that habit. I see people doing it all the time. I just kind of make my way to the other side of the gym because that's where I need to be, clearly. All right, so that's gonna take care of that portion. Now we're completely warmed up, delts are fired up. We need to add in one more strength portion before we get to that Metcon and that core and conditioning. Push press. One of my favorite movements to do because we can utilize a little bit of legs, a little bit of hip. Power is always the name of the game, and whenever you're doing workouts from home, if you can kind of, build strength, build power, which are very, very hard to do, take advantage of it as you can. I was telling you guys on the web video chat on Sunday to utilize something in your house. Let it be a backpack. Your kids have school right now, but they're not in school right now, so still their backpacks, put a bunch of books in it that you're not reading anyway, because you guys are all so bored. Fill it up, and now you got your load bag, okay? Since I'm in my gym, I'm gonna cheat, and I'm gonna use the rec bag, because this is what we would generally use for our GPP stuff. These rec bags are great. It's kind of funny, no one really from the gym asked to borrow any of these, because this would have been the first thing that I would have grabbed if I know I'm doing nothing but home workouts, because you can do so much stuff with it. We'll be doing a lot of movements with this later, which will give you guys some great ideas of some stuff to do to keep building a little bit of strength while you're at home, okay? But just a normal bag, it's got sand in there. You can find these things online. You can order them from Amazon. Some of them already come filled with sand. But luckily Menards and stuff like that is still open. Home Depot and things like that in certain places are still open, so you can go get some sand if you need to. See, look at the thinking outside of the box, right? Not just buying dumbbells, get some other stuff. All right, so that push press, I'm gonna show you from the side how we wanna set this up. And let's get in a good front rack with the elbows right in front of the rib cage, okay? Then we're just gonna kinda dip our knees, so I'll step back a little bit so you can see. So you're just gonna kinda dip, come up, squeeze that butt, and when you squeeze that butt, you press and lock out. So you dip, squeeze, press and lock out. Try not to squat, okay? Because we don't want to make this a thruster. A thruster is a completely different movement. And we want to be careful about stuff like that because these are movements we can save for another day. Okay, so once again, front rack, elbows on those lats, nice and tight. Hit that dip, come up, squeeze that butt. Press out. Drive it overhead. Make sure you get that good bicep to ear kind of area to kind of finish that lockout. Breathe out as you guys are pressing up, okay? Building on this. You're gonna start off with 10 reps on this, okay? And then every single round, you got a total of 5 of these to do. You're gonna add 10 more reps to this. So that first set, you're just doing 10. Second set, you got 20 though. Third set, 30. Fourth set, 40. Fifth set, 50. Building ladder, 10 reps every single time, okay? Go ahead and knock that portion out. Upper body's gonna be completely taxed. You're gonna be feeling great. That's exactly what we're looking for when we're doing these home workouts. Just that feeling that we get when we normally go to the gym or to some of our studio workouts or anything like that, right? Okay, so core and conditioning, plank bird dogs, and then 45 seconds of cardio, okay? Make sure you have a jump rope, have a little area marked outside of your house, something that you can utilize for 45 seconds of intensity. If that's a sprint down the street, go for it. If that's running in place, go for it. If it's jump ropes, double unders, whatever you have, go for it. A rowing device, whatever. Remember, anytime we have any of this conditioning, we're looking to utilize anything that gets our heart rate up as cardiovascular work. We just want to add time to it to make sure that we're getting that same intensity that we would if we were actually running, rowing, riding the bike, whatever the case. There's also a lot of stationary bikes. There's a lot of setups that you can use with your own bike. Get on Amazon, look for those. Little stationary setups that you can actually use your own bike. You don't have to buy a Peloton or a new spinner or anything like that. You can utilize the bike that you have right now. And I would tell you, if you have a bike, it's probably a good idea to do so because as you can see in other parts of the world, they are shutting down access to parks and things like that. So you want to make sure you have all this stuff kind of ready to go for the next couple weeks. All right, so that plank bird dog, let's just quickly go over that. We'll head back over to our little area here with the plank bird dog. What we're looking to do, 2 different ways to do it. You got your strict way, opposite hand, opposite leg, one at a time. And then your option to take it down to that tabletop. Do it on your knees. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Okay? You guys are gonna be getting about 20 of those in, 10 on each side. then 45 seconds of that cardio, and then try to go right back into those plank dogs right when you get done with the cardio. With the core and conditioning, the difference really between the Metcon and the conditioning is they're both forms of conditioning. Metcon's metabolic, so we're looking to attack it as hard as we can to finish it strong. But with the conditioning, you almost want to look at that as a warm-up for that. You know, if you need a break, take a break. But if you don't, try to go right into those plank bird dogs again, and you'll see the true benefit of having that elevated heart rate while you're trying to work on your balance and stability. I do that stuff all the time, and it's fantastic, okay? So, let's go ahead and start wrapping this up. You get finished with that plank bird dog, you got 2 rounds of that with that 45 seconds of intense cardio, and then after that, we get to the 15-minute Metcon. Yes, 15 minutes on this to get as many reps as you possibly can. So you score your amount of work as a total amount of reps. And of course, I want you guys to post that underneath this video or underneath the workout that was posted last night, okay? So, 15 minutes, speed skaters to single leg deadlifts. This is a movement that is fairly new to everybody. It's gonna challenge that stability, but I want you guys to notice that it is something that you can do, but just do normal speed skaters if you are terrified of doing this, or you can just break the movement up. You can do the speed skater, then the single leg deadlift, kind of pause in between. Most of you guys are probably gonna end up doing that anyway as you kind of get the footwork down for this movement, okay? So I'm gonna turn the camera here to the main floor because you guys will have to kind of see this a little bit better. Okay, here we go. All right, so you start off with the speed skater. So you hit a speed skater in one direction, okay? If you don't remember what those are, you're just going one step, kind of crossing the foot over, one step. Those are your speed skaters. What you're doing on the speed skater to single leg deadlift is you're stopping after that speed skater, resetting, and then doing a single leg body weight deadlift. You'll be doing a total of 10 of them. Speed skater, single leg deadlift. 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 And as you can see, one side might be a little bit better than the other. Let me see if I can do that a little bit better on that one side. There. There you go. There. There. All right. Just had to get the flow of it. Okay, so tell me that's not going to get your heart rate up. Right? So you only got a total of 10 of those guys to do. Once you get finished with that, you got your jump over your odd object. So whatever you were using for those push presses, stuff like that, throw that thing down on the ground, okay, and work lateral hops over it. Try to get those knees up. If you want to do forward, backward hops, that's fine too. Just make sure you're hopping over the bag every single time you land. That is a rep count. Okay, total rep counts on that. Then you got your push-ups, normal push-ups. They're gonna hurt. You got 30 of them. Break it up if you need to, okay? Because they will hurt. Remember, we got 15 minutes of this, so you should be able to get about 2 to 3 rounds, maybe even more into this. So be wary of those. The last thing you got is that odd object crunch to scissors. So whatever you were using, once again, make sure you have that guy with you. Take it back over to my little space here. Get that object, use a dumbbell if you need to also. Hold it in the air, come with those shoulder blades off the ground, and get those scissor kicks rolling. Okay? 15 minutes. How many total reps can you do? Looking forward to seeing your guys' scores down there, okay? Once you get done with that, of course, your flexibility option, 30 seconds. You only got time for 1 round, knock it off. If you got the time, take 2, 3 rounds if you can. Keep these stretches in your wheelhouse. Static cross body stretch we've done before. Get that bicep to your chin. 30 seconds on each side with that, so we can stretch out those delts. Scalene stretch. Some of you guys probably remember these from some of the classes you've been in. Take that arm, put it right behind your back, come over, ear to shoulder. That stretch going up the right side, left side, depending on where you are. 30 seconds. And then switch it on the other side for another 30 seconds. Okay, finish up with that. Head to the ground. We're gonna move stuff back over here to my little floor space. Should have been doing this on those other movements. We're learning. Okay, floor space, mini cobra. What is it, upward dog? That stretch. That's what you can do, and then child's pose. So, you know, pop down into that plank. Take that chest all the way to the ground. Push those quads on the ground, bring that chest up, stretch out that low back. Push those hips forward, eyes up. Don't let those shoulders too much into the ears. 30 seconds, and then instantly spread those knees, sit those legs back on the heels. Hit that child's pose for 30 seconds. Well, folks, that's it. Another workout in the books. Another reason to stay motivated and stay geared towards this process. As always, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, looking for some more variations, please don't hesitate to reach out to us directly on the Valkyrie Fitness Facebook page. And I totally mean when I say that. I love you guys all to death, but I am still programming for a lot of people. So the one-on-one stuff is not really happening with the messages and stuff right now. So pop it on the Facebook page because somebody else might have that same question, and that way we can answer it all right then and there. So people, you know my motto, stay comfortable with being uncomfortable, challenge yourself. Sometimes you have to do math, but that's okay. You guys got it, okay? Listen to that Jadakiss song, We Gon' Make It. I listen to that almost every morning while we're going through this crap, and we know we're gonna be fine. So get to that workout, post those scores down in the bottom of the video. We'll see you tomorrow. We got one more workout after this, then we got a rest day, then the Saturday workout, then another rest day. So see you guys later. Represent your city. Have a lovely day.